day. And we got another classic on our hands. It's the Album Review Club, brought to you by Straight Loud Entertainment. Hey,
What's up?
it's the Black Mr. Clean.
With the robot. Oh,
I just know it smells good in here, bro. You know what I'm saying? I don't know about y'all, bro, but I typically keep it real smooth and real like smelling good, lavish. Got the lights on, got the robe on. Yo, y'all welcome to the Confessions Review, bro. Let's just all sit back,
Hey,
relax.
that was one of them candlelight albums right there.
I don't know what that means. Look, man, all I'm gonna say is this, man. What's going on with you boys, bro? What's
Man,
going on, boys?
I feel good, man. I'm blessed.
Here we go. All right, man. All right, bro.
You partner, how you doing? You alright? You straight?
240?
oh, me? I'm fine.
I don't even see 40 on my shit.
Yeah.
Oh, that's in that case, you're so lucky.
Hey, want me to pop back
Yeah,
in?
yeah. Pop out and slide back.
Look,
Oh,
bro, don't let them back in, bro. Look, so how am I doing, man? You already know what I'm doing, bro. I'm doing pretty good. You know what I'm saying? Good looking, cooking, smart. You know what I'm saying? Taking care of the babies. Taking care of my baby. And, my shawty. So, everything's going good. Oh, no. The uglies have
Back
joined.
to reality.
The visually challenged. Oh, no. Shit.
I
Hold
do.
on, big dog.
Chilling,
It's the
man.
glasses versus the ones with 20/20 vision. Go.
Cheddar.
All
Hey, Cheddar, pop out and pop back in, bro.
right.
Look, bro.
Poking
They
me.
don't want us to.
What did Jay Z say, man? What did Jay Z say? Less is more, nigga. There's plenty of us. This might be a sign from Instagram that it's just like, hey, maybe it should just be woo and foo. Hell, might just need to be foo.
Those chicks slowly start getting lighter and lighter until Fulo gets a full set of hair.
Man,
Like, how we don't.
shout out to LA, bro. Yo, shout out to LA. We're gonna go ahead and be real. Shout out to LA. You know what I'm saying? Them boys is suffering down there. Shout out to all the firefighters. Only because I'll be real with you, bro. I don't like super duper get down with government forces, blah 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 blah. But firefighters are pretty fucking cool, bro. Because imagine if someone's just like, hey yo, so half of LA is burned down and it's like your job. It's just like, hey yo, half of LA is burned down. Who's going to save us? And you're just like, oh fuck. Shit. Imagine telling your kids years from now you're a firefighter and you're just like, yeah, so there I was, surrounded by fire. Just like, because the city was burning down. Oh, I would lie my ass off. That would become my story. I'd be like, the rest of the firefighters are already taken by the fire demons. They'd be like, fire demons, like, you don't know what I'm talking about because you don't fight fires. It's just like
No,
if I was a firefighter, my story would essentially be the anime Fire Force. Like the stories I would tell, they'd be like, wait, so wait, what? Look, man, but no, shout out to LA, bro. I hope y'all good down there. You know what I'm saying? I love how everybody hit my phone. They was like, "Oh my god, are you okay?" And I was just like, "Y'all know LA is big, right? Yeah, but not LA. Y'all know California is big, right? Like, I'm not." I'm not like there's a small portion of like California that's on fire.
is it
It'd be like me being like, "Oh
still
my
on? Is
god,
it still on
you said
fire?
what?
It's still on fire,
What?"
right? Like, it's just
Yeah,
going
the
down the whole.
fire just don't go. Okay, I didn't think I would have to do
No,
like a
no,
breakdown of like
because it happened. It like
Hold on. No, I got it. I'll do a breakdown of fireology for our
Bro,
viewers real fast. Hey, so when they say there's a wildfire, right?
yo, side note, it's like trying to download Kofi from LimeWire right now. This shit crazy.
Hey man, in the meantime,
That's how it happened when I was hosting.
while Kofi works on his connection issues, I'm gonna teach 40 about fireology. Fireology is the study
Hey,
of fires.
I'm just
So here we are.
saying,
Here we are.
I'm just saying it's been 5 days, man. It's just crazy. This is terrifying.
That's why it's a natural disaster. That's like being like, man, this hurricane wind is stronger than normal wind. It's like, yeah, it's not really like a thing that you
No,
you
no,
don't
no.
control the wind.
I feel you. I feel you. I'm so used to. I was so used to those California fires hitting, but eventually, like,
When it comes to wildfires, what are you used to?
I
There we
used to
go.
being out in like it hit like a far off place, and then somehow they would just stop talking about it. But now, it's in everything.
Yo, hey, yo.
It's
We'll never list like all the members in terms of intelligence, but you are putting in a poor show yourself right now. I thought wildfires, just kind of go away.
I just there was a long time where
Hey,
California
40,
definitely
let me
did.
tell you, before we start, let me tell you, the thing about wildfires is they're wild and it's fire. So unless something stops it, it doesn't just go away. It will envelop the earth. That's why my whole screen got red just then.
Find out it was sold the whole time. You playing this?
All right, man. Woo, let's get started, big dog. No more fire talk.
Started. Shout out to Penny Jane. Go ahead. Since we talking about fires, she got that fires.
Hey, yo. Pause. Hold on
Um,
now.
y'all already know how we do. Before we get started, go ahead and toast to a good life, man.
Do it. I can't do it, guys. I need to save all the water in California for the fires.
Nah, chill, brother. It's just gonna go away. But
Wait, so 40. Wait, you think firefighters are just like, you think all they do is make calendars then?
No. So like the thing that I've always
they slide down poles too.
So 40 was like, why do we even need firefighters? The fire will just go away if we
no. I mean,
ignore it.
like it was just one of those things where it's like we this natural disaster of fires is like existed throughout human history for like since like we discovered fire, right? And most of the time, like you would do like I used to think that like I guess the city planning would always have like something, but no. So someone did say that those winds were pushing the winds are going at about like 100 miles an hour, so they're just taking the fire and turning it into a flamethrower. So wherever it is, it's just pushing it like all the way across. Because like they used to go and build like I don't like I'm curious to know how the way in which it's described. I don't know the geography of California to know how like unpreventable this is. You know what I'm saying?
No, I get what you're saying, but you could also just be like, I don't know enough about this shit. Apparently, shit's still on fire.
Well, yeah.
but you,
I am saying that.
literally said, I thought it would just go away.
Well, no. So like there used to be like what was
He's
it?
like,
Japan?
hey guys, LA's on fire. Everybody, close your eyes.
No.
And
So like back in the day, right? Like all the ancient civilization used to like build their houses out of woods, and they go like wood, and they would just go and put all their houses like extremely close together. So as soon as one person accidentally burnt down their house, it would burn down the entire neighborhood and then preceding neighborhoods. And so eventually they're like, all right, we're gonna have to have like breaks in the areas so that like there's enough distance that these can be contained within themselves. Or at least that's what a lot of like places did. And it sounds like California had that in place, but the winds were pushing so fucking hard that
Bro,
it
bro,
actually was like going through.
we talking about wildfires, bro.
Well, no, but that's what I'm saying is like there's like a lot of like city planning that is developed. Even when I was in like construction for a little bit, like you would have surveyors going out to check for flooding areas, and they'd go and use like topological maps to go and figure out where places would be more susceptible to flooding. So it's just kind of I don't know.
Well, to
With
wrap it all
California
together,
having like decades of fire history, I expected I expected more, but maybe it was never possible. Who knows? It's just unfortunate. It's like is a perfect storm of just high winds constantly spreading in like an area that no one really wanted to get to.
Justin, if anybody ever offers you like a competency test or an IQ test, you should just show them the last 2 minutes of his life, and they're gonna sit there and look at you and be like, "You know what? I had the best quote. Everyone in the room is now dumber for having heard you speak. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul." You're like, bro.
I disagree. I don't think there's anything wrong with what he said. It's just
I mean,
we're still talking about
Kobe,
wildfires.
he said, if there is
I don't think.
fire,
Hey,
he
hey,
said
wait,
there's
wait, wait.
fire.
You know,
If
hey,
you
hey,
close
wait,
your
wait,
eyes,
wait. You know what
that's the same thing.
happens? You know what happens during a wildfire? Things burn like Usher. Hey,
Hey,
Damn,
segue.
Cheddar,
full circle.
you took my segue, nigga. But
Go ahead, bro.
yeah,
all right.
quick say we did Confessions by Usher, and Lord Jesus, the teller to take this week is longer than a mother.
The
Um,
last great album. The last great physical album.
this is
What?
this was considered a classic on so many different levels, but it dropped in 2004, March of 2004.
Talk that shit.
It was Usher's fourth studio album, debuting at #1 on the top 200, selling 1.1 million first week. And that's the
God,
highest ever by R&B artist, by male R&B artist.
that's too
Um,
much.
and eventually ended up going 14 times platinum. 14. It got nominated for 8 Grammys and it won 3 of them, which is best contemporary R&B album, best R&B performance by a duo and group with vocal for My Boo, and best rap/song collaboration for Yeah. It also got 3 awards at the Soul Train Music Awards, 4 at the American Music, and 11 at Billboard Music Awards. It is ranked as the best solo album and the second best overall of the
I
2000s.
rest my
Um,
case. See, I was waiting for you to get to it because Shadow was talking. Well, what? I
it,
got two.
it got 3 songs ranked in the top 100 of the 2000s, which is Yeah, which went #2 on the list.
Facts.
Burn at 21 and My Boo at 36 is the second best-selling album of the 2000s behind NSYNC, No Strings Attached, and it is the best-selling R&B album of the 21st century by a male artist. So, woo!
Wait, when
This is probably
was
the
No
most.
Strings Attached?
Um, that was the best-selling album of the 2000s.
Okay.
The last great physical album.
Wait,
I'm going first about like what I remember from this album. I had 2
Thank
older
you, fool.
brothers.
Love, we
It's too,
appreciate it, man.
it's too
Thank you
late.
for
It's
going
too
ahead.
late. It's too late. I already started. I had 2 older brothers who were like what, like 18, 19 when this came out, and so like I got to see from like a younger perspective how like the target demographic was behaving. Usher was like a mega star. Like it like everywhere, everything, all over. Like he was like a mega star. I remember this album being so big where it was just like I didn't really know numbers back then, like how album sales and all this other stuff. And I knew then I was just like, this shit is like kind of crazy. I never really like consciously remember this shit being that big. And then during those years, we all knew like the hits off the album, but we didn't really understand it. It was kind of rare for one album to have a hit after a hit after a hit after a hit. And I remember him, this back when niggas used to actually make like multiple videos for the same album. This man had like 4 or 5 like videos on like BET or MTV just rolling around the clock. Like this rollout, everything about this album was like, it was groundbreaking. And what I mean, Cheddar, when I say this is the last great physical album, is that like, as like Lou just said, like when you had to go out and actually buy CDs, this is
there
like
was
the
no great
last.
albums. There was no great physical albums after this. Didn't Graduation
No,
come
no, I
after
said the
this?
last. When I say the last great physical album, let Adele aside. Adele's the only one since then. I can look it up
Graduation
right
didn't
now.
drop after this.
You said what?
Graduation didn't drop after this.
Graduation did. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say Graduation did not sell more than this album. I don't
No, no,
think
I'm not saying it's
that's
more, but
controversial.
it was still a great album, wasn't it?
I'm talking about as far as sales too. I'm talking about as far as sales. Like nigga, when you sell like what's like 14 million, that's we're talking like that's not a lot of people. Ti not just out here selling 14 million albums. This is true. But yeah, man. So shout out to Usher. I can't wait to get in this review. But that's what I mean, man. It's legendary classic. No cap. 40. What do you think, man? Where were you? 2004.
Um, I don't know. He was just featured on like a lot of MTV and BET music videos because I think the majority of these songs were like Yeah, Confessions Part Two, Burn. I know My Boo was played a hell of a lot. My Boo and Yeah were just played all the time. So I mean, you would hear those. You would hear Yeah in the club. You would hear it when you wake up in the morning. You would hear it when you go to sleep. You would hear it when you didn't think that you were hearing anything else. It would just be playing Little John B getting crunk somewhere. So it was definitely like it ushered in the time for sure. But nah, man, it's like did I listen to this album? No, I was never listening to R&B like that. But I didn't really have to with this album because, like, as you said, most of the single, like, he had so many hits from this album itself that it's kind of wild,
What?
you know?
One last thing. Added note to hold on to Woo's like tail of the tape. The Confessions album, it has confirmed over 15 million copies sold worldwide, making it the best-selling album by a black artist in the 21st century. That's what I mean, Cheddar. Like this shit, like
I mean, it doesn't mean there's nothing great after it. That's all I'm saying. For saying it was the
all right,
last great
all
thing,
right,
the
all
last
right,
great
man.
physical
Cheddar, what do
album
you
is a
remember?
wild claim to make.
Okay, what do you remember? I know you probably listen to trap music.
The last great physical album is a wild claim to make. That's all I'm saying. You're saying there was
No,
nothing
it's
great
not.
that came on physical releases after that.
No, when I say the last great, I'm talking about like impact in sales. 15 million. He's
I
really sold more than
never said
Beyonce
it wasn't
since
great.
then.
You acting like I said
That's
it
what
wasn't
I'm
great.
saying.
I never said it wasn't great. I just
Okay,
said the
well,
last great
why is it
sounds like a wild
controversial
claim
for
to
you to?
make.
That's like you being like the Avengers movie is the biggest selling movie of
Super
all time.
Bowl
There
of
was no biggest
1989
selling
was
movie
the
better
last
than
great
that.
Super Bowl I ever seen.
You said what?
Super Bowl of '89 was the last great Super Bowl I ever seen. I don't even know who played. I don't watch football. Who gives a fuck? But
Why would you?
I'm just
Why
saying
would
it's a
you
wild
use that
claim to
comparison?
make.
Wait. Why would you put your own self in the hole? Kenna,
I'm
what do you remember on
saying,
the album?
huh?
What do you remember about the album, baby?
Uh, I actively did not listen to Usher before this album. I thought it was because you got to remember
So this
I was 12 years old.
motherfucker got all this shit to say. What do you mean it's the last great physical? Hey, you don't. You know what? I'm gonna save this for later. Go
And
ahead, Jenna. Go ahead. My bad.
no, tell me what I said was wrong.
You were factually wrong.
I was actually wrong in saying that I didn't listen to Usher before this
No,
album.
I said
When
before.
College Dropout came out.
Oh
Oh.
my god, Cheddar, just go. Cheddar, just go.
Like I was saying, I actively didn't listen to Usher before this album. But it kind of changed because back then, like 12 years old, I thought it was weird listening to dudes singing all the time. So I actively avoided Usher
Yeah.
until I heard Yeah. Somehow Yeah made it okay for me to listen to Usher, man, and I became a fan somewhat to some degree. I don't have a lot of big. No, actually, no, because his singles were everywhere at this time, man. Like 40 was saying, man. Like My Boo was the highlight of every middle school dance
Yeah.
we've ever been to. um, Burn was always playing everywhere from the video and everything like that. Caught Up was playing everywhere. Like it's all his songs, all the singles off this album were playing just about everywhere all the time. It was hard to avoid Usher, but yeah, no. Woo,
Woo.
what's your remembrance of this album? I guess.
Um, we've always listened to Usher, so this is a hella nostalgic album. And, you know, I got older sisters also, so it was about the. I saw how they was reacting. It was a classic, bro. Like 40 said, I remember seeing the videos all the time on BET, on MTV. You couldn't escape any type of Usher at this time. And then at every party, you're guaranteed, yeah, it was gonna come on. And everybody know at the end of that's what I'm about to say. At the end of the year, everybody already know what do the A Town Stone. Right. Everybody know that John. My boo was everywhere. I had a random flashback where Cheddar had showed me how to add music into the Sims. So instead of it playing like some random music on the little speakers on the stereo, it'll play whatever songs you drop up in there. I had drop up in there. I remember like that jump randomly coming on with like Black Tea, White Tea, and all the crazy songs from 2000. So this is this brings back a whole bunch of nostalgia, and a couple of the songs I forgot were even up here. I had just randomly pulled them, and I forgot that was up here. So I was like, dang, that jump make it even better. So I kind of appreciate it more than I did when I was young. But this was a tough album. This was a tough album.
Shit's fire, bro. All right, am I starting off with the highlights?
Yeah, go ahead.
There's a lot, but I'm gonna keep it to personal highlights. So maybe it's just because we remember back then. Yeah, got played the fuck out, so I'm not gonna mention yeah. Yes, it was a hit. Yes, it was an amazing song. Blah 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 blah.
For me,
Going back and listening.
I tried to choose highlights that were in the classic song.
Okay, in that case, I would say, I got to keep some of them. Some of the classes are classes for a reason. So Burn is like an eternal jam. Let's not even like fuck around. I've gained a new appreciation for Superstar. I remember women used to always love Superstar like over the past like 10, 15 years. And I would never really be. I was like, why is that now? Why is that the song that stands out for you guys? But I got like a new appreciation for it. That's what it's made for, which is so weird. So I had never heard that song in totality ever, but I always heard like snippets of it and like the chorus and shit. Listen to the whole song. That's kind of highlight
What
for me.
song?
Can You Handle It is like for me, the full of fucking song. All right, it is the full of fucking song. Like, come on now. And then I'll end it with my boo, man. Come on now, you know what I'm saying? Young love, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to everybody who got boo, you know what I'm saying? Started when we were younger. 40 finished the verse.
What?
I rest my case.
But my boo. Hey,
I rest my case.
hey, I'm a
Yeah, man.
Oh, sorry.
So I won't
When you said
go.
Young Love, I thought you were like talking about an actual song on here. I'm like, dude, I've never seen a song called Young Love on the song. Sorry.
All right. Anyway, as I was saying before, so I'm not gonna
I'm
take
like,
too long
I
because
was completely off
we
guard.
all got our own highlights. I don't want to take too long. What I will say is like, man, like one thing I'll make a comment on the highlights. It is kind of crazy that this many amazing songs are on this album because this album's also pretty like 20 songs, blah 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 interludes. 20 songs. This is kind of crazy that like it doesn't really slow down. There are some lowlights, but it's like this. Unlike in some albums, the lowlights don't like bring the album down because it's like he'll have like a run of like 3 or 4 songs and then he'll have a low light and then it's like another run of 5 good songs and then another low light. So it's just like it never really fucks you up. Some albums that we've done where it's just like you'll listen to the album, you like 2 or 3 songs, like man, this is really going well, and then you hit like a like just a slugfest where it's just like yo, this shit is ass, like, and then it kind of picks up at the end. This was a like greatly compiled, so the highlights it's like spaced out evenly across the album. I fuck with it, big dog.
hey,
40.
I'm gonna go ahead and jump Kofi
Hey, yo.
real quick because my highlights are the exact Superstar. The run at the beginning of the song is we have come to see that it's iconic. When he starts performing that jump, he goes, it just go crazy. So Superstar, that's what it made for. It's a chill song. I rocks with it. I used to throw that on a couple of mixtapes back in the day. So you know what I'm saying? That way. And then Can You Handle It? Same thing. Some good.
Hold on. Time out. Not a flag. A quick time out. Yo, I understand that we getting older, but like, bro, you like really embracing this unk thing, bro, too early. I told you to slow down. You can't be like, yeah, back in the day, I used to make a
Bro,
couple. You can't be saying this type of,
this
bro,
ain't
slow down.
2004 is literally 20 years
Okay,
ago. Nigga.
I get it, but like the kids don't know that. Just slow down, Big Mama. Just give us some room.
Oh, this is what I used to put on my MP3 player.
Oh no, no, he didn't. Say iPod at least.
So these MP3s would have been burnt CDs by that time? Because that's when they were doing the Now That's What I Call Music.
That's what I call Music 5.
Yeah, and then you just go and see like they just have like Beyonce and Usher, and then you'd have like a random like I don't know Sugar, like it's just weird shit. I don't know. That was
I'm gonna
anyway.
throw one last one up there, and it's Seduction. Seduction was probably the new one that I had pulled away from this this listen through. So those are my quick yes. Sorry for jumping line, chat. It's on you. I feel like it's going to depress everybody.
No, I think it's on 40.
Nah, you might as well do it to keep the energy up because mine's gonna be quick, and we can just pass it right back to full. Go ahead.
Listen,
Go ahead.
man. I have to say, man, I don't really care too much for Usher. I'll say that first and foremost. I don't really care too much for him. I don't have a lot of like lowlights when we get to that. I really don't have a whole lot of lowlights. I just don't care too much for Usher. I hate to say it, but you know, the highlights are pretty high. I'll give him that. Burn is fire. Confessions. I do.
Yeah, hey, everybody in the chat, boo this
Listen,
man. Boo
I
this
don't care.
man.
I have never in my life seen what the big deal was about Usher. Don't get me wrong. I think he's good. I think musically, I hear the talent. I get that. I just don't think his music is that big of a deal. I'm just being honest. Besides the shit that sticks. Like honestly, like his singles, absolute smash bangers. Couldn't avoid them. Couldn't run away from them. But like outside of those, I just don't. Not that any of it's bad. I just don't care about it. I'll play the fuller role and be the villain of this episode. Listen.
Tomato.
I'll take on the fuller role. I'll be the villain of this episode. I don't care.
Don't worry.
We
I'll
can
take the
line up and
torch,
throw
man. I'll
tomatoes
take
at
the
me all
torch.
day. I don't care about Usher and his burning herpes. I don't care. But but I will say, "Burn" is a fire song. Confess. I do want to know between Confessions Part One and Part Two, which ones y'all like more. We can double back to that. Just curious.
Part
Um,
two.
yeah,
Spoiler alert.
yeah.
It was part
I
two.
appreciate the fact that like y'all kind of addressed earlier that whole ending sequence of wasn't in the original song, but yet every time the song played, everywhere you played it, everyone would always like call that out at the end, even though it's never on the official song. It's just from the video. I think that's kind of fire. Um, Superstar was one that grew on me that I put in my highlights that but I think a lot of that came from hearing it over and over again on like TikToks or something like that. I don't know. I feel like it's one of those songs that's had a little bit of a resurgence lately. But yeah, my booze fire hit. Alicia
Hey,
Keys
hey,
deserves double
hey.
hand applause.
I
What?
wanted to make sure, 'cause I didn't want to interject. I just want to let you finish. What I wanted to say is this. For everybody who's watching this now, who might see this in the future, what I need y'all to understand is I understand where Cheddar's coming from. He's just wrong. That's fine. But the problem is, you have to realize when everybody that we grew up listening to was hot, he was only listening to T.I. Like he was only listening to T.I. Like when I just said that like Usher has like he's the biggest like on one album he's the biggest selling black artist in the 21st century. That broke Cheddar's heart because he remembers trap music. So he immediately was like, "Well, let me go Google these numbers." And look, man, it's okay. So don't give him too much heat.
Man, go
He
ahead.
just
Go ahead. Go
he
ahead.
All
he
right.
just
Okay,
Go
okay.
prefers
ahead.
Well, I'll
he
go in.
prefers to listen to it's all good.
All right, so
Go ahead, 40.
Ted is not going to be the only person who's going to be on this. Like,
Thank
yeah,
you.
I was, and I'll also say this that
I
I
also
was
want
low
wait,
key.
hold on before you start. Generally on this like podcast, agreeing with 40 has never done well for anybody.
Unfortunately, all three of y'all have been on the same train as me at different points on these album reviews. So you're gonna have to wear that scarlet letter
Wait.
one day.
Guess what? Every time that's happened,
Hey,
I've regretted
on,
it. Every time it's been the worst day of my life.
the only
It's
difference is 14 minute match.
like having a tag team. But go ahead. It's like being in a tag match, and then Teddy Long's like, "You're teaming up with 40 today." No, let me
It's like
let me
it's
get
like
the
being
other.
told your partner in WWE is Eugene. It's like, oh man.
Well, actually, Eugene had a
Oh,
good move with. I would be like, "Oh, we got some
but
Stone
go
Cold Stunners coming."
ahead, man. What are your
But
highlights,
okay,
bro?
so all right, so highlights wise, it's really just gonna be my boo at the top of the list. Yeah, like my third song, right? Because played so much that listening back through it, I just appreciate what it was. But I think that there's like a certain cap on certain songs where if you hear them too much, you just don't have that energy anymore. I don't have that energy for you. I don't. I there like I remember. I still remember Ludacris's verses, and I'm just like, okay, Luda, whatever. But I'm not even that big a Luda fan anymore. So like everything about that song that I used to be like that was it. Because this was like on the time when like Luda was killing it, Little John was killing it, and Usher was already killing it. Because I think You Remind Me had been playing before that,
Yeah.
if I'm correct. Yeah. And that was my favorite song.
Yeah.
So when I listened
I
to
feel
this
you, bro.
album, I was hoping that they would have You Remind Me of a Girl, but they didn't have that. So
That was on
I'm just gonna go My Boo.
87 or one.
So My Boo, Confessions Part 2, but Confessions could also just be Burn. It's kind of a 50-50 on that one. And then yeah, I tried to go and pick a song that it wasn't part of like his top singles list, which I thought was going to be Bad Girl, and then I listened to it a second time and I was just like, no, I was just surprised by that song. And that was it. And so I didn't really care for it as much as I hoped I did. But yeah, that was it. I'll pass it back to you, Fuller. What did you know?
What's your low lights,
You
man?
trying to think about it? What do you think, bud?
Wait, I didn't know if like. Oh my bad. Wu went before Cheddar. All right. So low lights for me, I would say. It's not really like a low lights because of the individual song. It's more like where I thought the album was headed at certain points. I thought Bad Girl probably should have been closer to Superstar. It kind of like took me out of like there's like so this album has like a couple different ones, like a couple different vibes. So yeah, it's like a party hit. Superstar is kind of like it got turned into like kind of like a party hit where people were like, "Yo, let's play this shit," and people can like dance to this shit and everything else like that. But for me, Confessions Part Two, yeah, Superstar caught up, and Bad Girl probably should have been closer together. They were kind of spaced out. That's one thing. However, I don't know enough about like album comment. Well, no, because even in this album, he has "That's What It's Made For," followed by "Can You Handle It," and then "Do It to Me." So those songs kind of go together as far as their vibe. So I can't really say that even of the time it wasn't like something that people were doing because he does on this album. So low lights would be "Bad Girl" because of where it's placed. Take Your Hand, I'm good with it. Like I'm good like without it. That's where I started getting kind of fatigued from the album. Red Light and Seduction. I don't know. Maybe it's because I'm more partial to the shorter albums, but once I started getting to like 14, 15 tracks, I started to think about what couldn't have been on the album. We could have made it shorter. However, I'm also not gonna hold it like I'm not gonna say a song's bad because the album was kind of long. So I'm just gonna say, besides like some of the placement issues, I don't have a bunch of like songs where I'm just like these shits were bad. Just the production, the writing, and like the way they put this album together through L.A. Reid, Robin Thicke up here as a writer. Also, Usher didn't write as many songs on this album. That is a fault, but that's not here nor there. I don't really have like a bunch of low lights. I'm not gonna say it's no low lights, but I don't have like man, this song is bad. No, they like I'm about to do a cheddar bomb where it's just like the history of this album is he submitted for like 40, 45 songs to the label. They chopped this shit down to like 15, and then LA Reid, who was in charge of like the label at that time, sent Usher back and he was like, no, you need to go make like this album's missing something. You need to go make some more shit. And he ended up going back and making Yeah with Little John and Ludacris. And then they added that to the album. So like I don't know, man. I don't really have any love lights. It's just
You
kind of
said
this is solid,
you
solid
said
album.
it started off as like 40 something songs.
No, so he submitted 40 songs to the label, and then so you can give you can be like, hey, you guys can decide what to chop out. But like he submitted like 40 songs to the label, and then they chopped it up. That's why we have a whole bunch of like expansion packs for music now. Is they are generally submitting a bunch of like songs, and then they're just like, hey, we're gonna cut this off at 12, and then we're gonna do a deluxe edition. Like motherfucker, these are the same songs that you already recorded. We're just gonna make
It's
it
a
like
deep
it's
dive.
100.
Now
So
you
yeah.
have stuff like Chris Brown dropping an 80 song
Okay,
album.
so we're not gonna get into Chris Brown, but I will say 40 songs on any album is ridiculous. 40 songs on any album is ridiculous, but that's all I'm gonna say. We'll pass it to 40.
Oh no, it goes back to Wu. Wu jumped in line now.
Hot,
We're going.
hot. We back. All right. So my first note for the album, mine kind of rolls over to the deluxe version. The Confessions Part Two remix, trash,
Yeah, yeah.
garbage, terrible. Um,
I like
from
Kanye's verse.
from the terrible quality on Shine's jail call, to another, yeah, to another random ass Kanye verse thrown on just like here's Kanye on this classic song. You can take throw that.
You might have
Um,
heard College Dropout, guys. Here's Kanye.
I can live without Take Your Hand, and
Shine was such a
in that place possibly put my boo on the original version,
okay.
minus bringing it back and putting it on the the deluxe, and that would be another issue with it. My boo should have been on the original version and not the deluxe, as well as Seduction, because I like Seduction. So if you would have took out a couple songs, you probably could have like finessed those two up there. But real quick, real to the dirt, that's about it right there for me.
All right.
Shout out.
I will say Shine was such a random choice. It was so random, like, yo, let's get Shine when Corey stuff out of jail, put him on the beginning of the or whatever, put him on the track. It was such a random choice. But I mean, I like Kanye's verse. But anyway, the only real low light for me because after listening to like Lovers and Friends, I always kind of wondered in the back of my mind why Lil Jon and Usher didn't collaborate more. And then I heard Red Light, and I understand why. I thought that song did not go well with Usher's voice at all. I feel like he didn't fit. It's just, you need Usher, a rapper, and Lil Jon for it all to be a combination that works or something. I don't know. That's the only real low light for me. Like I said, when I talked about my highlights, like I don't really have anything that I dislike. I just don't care about Usher. I just, I didn't care to listen to most of these songs. I don't know,
Okay,
just
wait,
nothing
wait.
in
Okay,
particular.
I said I was gonna wait till later. This is later. Okay, is it so? It's not like R&B music. You specifically don't care for Usher,
I was trying to figure out
but
what
you
it was,
had
and I
us
think it is.
listening
I
to
think it's just Usher.
you had us listening to what's old dude's name? Silas, and it's like not technically R&B, but it's basically R&B. Like let's be, Dear Silas is essentially R&B. So it's not like against R&B. It's like Usher specifically. What happened? I
Hold on.
thought y'all were cool, man.
You got to understand from where he from. By the time he got down here, Usher was already big, so
Yeah,
he didn't really understand Usher.
that might be it.
We grew up.
Never
I really didn't
We
care
mind.
grew
for Usher
up with
before
Never
Usher.
before this
mind.
album.
We grew up
I forgot.
with Usher. Just got
Yeah, I didn't care for Usher before this album. Like I said, I actively was avoiding Usher before this album.
Mm.
So it's like
Cool.
I don't know. I have no history with him. I just don't care. And this thing, I hear the talent in his voice. It's just something about a lot of these songs. I just find them kind of boring. I don't know
Hmm.
what it is. Like
It's
I was
just
thinking
Usher
maybe
got
it's more the popular music, the popular R&B songs that I like coming out of the dude. Like I like a lot of Chris Brown's joints. Those can be arguably maybe a little bit more popular, I guess. I don't know. I can't figure out what it was. I just don't care about those
That you
songs.
know what? That checks out. That checks out. That checks out.
it could be more like
That's actually a good reason because like that's a solid reason. I'm not even going into detail. That's like a pretty solid reason because like there's different. 40 you might be surprised about this, but there's actually different genres within a major genre. So there's
well. I
like
mean,
poppy R and
here's
B,
a fun fact.
and then there's
Let's
like
do a
slow
fun fact
jazzy shit.
here.
I understand that. I understand that.
No, no. So I'll say this: I understand what Ted is talking about because when I was listening through this album, which was an hour, and it's just a lot because for me, it's like here's a whole bunch of songs that are undisputedly good, right? Like yeah, Confessions Part Two, Burn. Like I can go through all the singles. Like the singles knocked out of the park. That's why he sold as many albums as he did. Like there's no question. But the problem is he sets the bar like really really high with some of those songs, and then because I don't like the rest of the album, I thought was whatever. Like I literally think that you could take five, like you could just take whatever five songs that, like the five songs that made it work, you take five songs off that had nothing to do with that, and you would have a shorter album, but you could get through it. But Usher's one of those cats who likes to give people a lot of stuff and give them like, and this was during a time where you give value to your people, where you're trying to go and sell them an album and try to make a value. Like, here, take all the music you can, so that you can go and listen to me and whatever. So it's whatever. But I said I will say that.
You mean quantity, not value. You mean quantity, right? You
Well, yeah, but there's like a certain
get
level of value where some people want to like hear the D sides. Some people want to hear any single snippet of anything they produced and just go here, give me the bonus disc and give me the extra stuff or whatever. So a lot of times, there's an argument to be made that you just go and give a quantity of like a lot of songs
Mhm.
and then just see which ones people enjoy. Because if someone likes the artist, they're just gonna enjoy a lot of the music regardless. But when I was listening through it, I wanted to listen to D'Angelo halfway through, And I don't even know why. And then I listened to D'Angelo because I wanted to make sure that I wouldn't take anything off of Usher because I just wanted to hear D'Angelo. And I just realized that I just wanted to hear a different person do a different style and sound in the same genre scape, right? Because like during the Usher time, I was more of a fan of R. Kelly. And I know you shouldn't really bring up R. Kelly right now because that's a problem. But I did really like R. Kelly during that time. So it's I can understand, and I think in this album for me, it just he suffered from the success of the songs that were great, where he almost would have been better off with me with just making a little bit of a shorter listing, make the album finish up a little bit quicker, because then I would just been like I would have been blown away consistently. But there were some songs that I just really didn't care about, and then I was also disappointed about Confessions Part One.
Call him the flag. Call him
Go ahead.
their flag. These niggas tripping, man.
Yeah,
These
yeah.
motherfuckers tripping. This is the
Yeah.
latest
You know what? Thank you, Woo. Because Cheddar almost had me. He almost had me convinced. And I was like, then before he started speaking, I was just like, nah, they tripping. I warned you 10 minutes ago. I was like, well, you on the side with 40, it might feel right at the time. It's wrong. Go, Woo. Cook these motherfuckers. Nah, go ahead, man. Look, them niggas, y'all tripping.
Yeah.
Well, here's my question. How many times have you guys put on any song by Usher that's not part of like the big hits on this album?
All the time.
Did you ever just go listen to it like, oh shit, you know what I want to hear? I want to hear Caught Up again. Well, maybe Caught Up. But like Truth Hurts, Simple Things, Do It to Me, Take Your Hand, Follow Me. Like any of these like hold up, this is the shit that's about to change my
Yes. Like literally, I told you one of my favorite songs off the album was not a song that was a major hit. Can You Handle It?
Yeah.
Which one was it?
Wait, Can You Handle
Checkmate.
It? Wait.
Can You
For
Handle
what
It?
it's worth. For what it's worth, Can You Handle It was written by Robin Thicke.
Nice.
Who is from where? Where's Robin Thicke from?
Allen.
Thank you.
Handle It.
Thank you.
He's actually
Thank
from
you.
Allen.
Thank you. Thank you. He's from the
actually
north. He's from the north.
Allen.
He's from the north. Where was Alan Thicke's ball sack when he conceived Robin Thicke? Where was it? It was located north of the border. North of the border. Thank you. Thank you.
Look, man. Look.
Here's straight
We
loud.
gotta get rid of
We
these.
check that.
We gotta get rid of these white balls.
Checking out here. All
We
right.
need more people on the ball. Look, man. I'll say this. I guess we're gonna slide from that directly into ratings. I'm just gonna say this. I give us like a 9.3 out of 10.
We do letters. Letters.
Oh, letters.
Letters.
You let us.
Oh,
We've been
in
doing
that
this for how
case,
many weeks?
I give this an A. I'll do what Woo did.
How many weeks have we been doing this? Who's with the numbers?
I give this an A with the classic multiplier because it's like this is indisputably a classic. I think that if you don't like him and you don't like the music he makes, fine, that's fair. But it's the argument of where 40 was trying to say, where he's just like, oh, how many times do you listen to these other songs? The problem is like this is. You can look at the comments. Some of these songs are like these are not part of the big ones. Seduction is not part of the big ones, but it's people's favorite songs. This is one of those albums where it's just like, no, dude, like it's a classic kind of because of that. The songs that you probably think, oh, this is why this album was hot. And it's like, nah, it's like it was kind of throughout the album. Everyone, you said it before. It gives people value. Let me give people a lot of songs because it's gonna be a lot. Different people are gonna vibe with different things. And while that's why in my negatives, I didn't really have any real negatives because I understood one at that time. It's kind of just like this had the mass appeal, and then it also had like solid Usher fans. So like a little bit of backstory, he was big, but he was nowhere near as big as he was after this album. Before this album, he had been making music since 1996, 1993 actually, when he first got with Jermaine Dupri. So he'd been making music for a while. What?
Didn't he first link up with Diddy?
I don't know. Anyway, but all I know is that he ended up signing essentially to Jermaine Dupri. And so like he dropped an album in like 96, dropped an album in 8701 in 2001. So he was already an established artist, but this blew he went worldwide with this album. So he made something for his fans, he made something for the new fans, he made something for people who probably didn't fuck with him. It's just a comprehensive just like legacy album. And this is like one of those albums where it's just like, again, 15 million is like an insane number. I think because of like the internet age and all that stuff, we don't really understand how big this album was. But like this, like I think the only person I looked it up before we started, the only person who has sold more than his confirmed albums is like Adele. Like just we know for a fact that one artist made like sold more is Adele, and y'all remember how that felt in like 2011. Bitch took over the world. So it's like, yeah, man, classic fucking album. Shout out to Usher, Usher Raymond, put on cover, or what a boy name is 40.
Pope. Pope. It would be Pope. Pope Wu.
Either
Who
or,
isn't
man.
it anytime?
All y'all look alike.
Pope Wu, go ahead, bro.
All right, so I gave it an A with a classic multiplier, like I did last week, because it's a classic album, and
We're just not giving A pluses anymore.
it stands. I give it. Hey, I got a couple A pluses with classic
We
multipliers too.
ain't standing on an A
Don't worry,
plus. We
don't
just
worry.
standing on
I just
classic
want to make sure.
multipliers
I
now.
just want to make sure
I'm
we're
like
giving the A, not A
certain I
plus.
gave Jeezy's A plus.
No, I just want to make sure that we're giving it. I just want to understand that the A with the classic multiplier hasn't surpassed the A plus. Is that still in the
No,
play? Okay.
Where does that?
I gave Jeezy an A plus. I gave Jeezy an A plus plus with a classic modifier times 17, 14, 5.
Okay. I just want.
Oh,
I
that's
just.
that's
17,
a
5.
kind of
Clarify.
finger multiple tricks, and then you land it. You're collecting all the skate, skate.
But yeah,
That's a funny
I,
record, baby.
hey 40, shut the fuck up, Nick. I
Oh,
gave it because it does stand up the test of time, and like Superstar, where you can still like pull it up and it still go crazy, and that not be one of the main singles from also is what kind of helped push it to A for me. So I take a point out simply because of the Shine's phone call track.
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
also
Putting in myself,
you
how
can
to
take a
make it
couple.
work.
You can take a couple of the other songs off, so that's why I ain't getting no A plus. But solid A, man, classic.
Classic. 40.
Go ahead, one of y'all
Cheddar.
trip niggas.
go for you.
40 Cheddar.
You want to go first, or want me to go
Bro.
first?
Go ahead, man.
Someone got to take the bullet
All right,
first, bro.
I'll go first. I was debating between a B plus or a B, but I'm thinking a B, just because like it's just for me. It's not like there's songs that are guaranteed, but like for me, I'm taking any of the songs that I consider to be, which really made his career, which are like a lot of the singles, yeah. And I'm not going to go and keep repeating the 5, 6 songs that really did it, but it's just like this is wasting time. But
It
I feel like
was
you
fine.
can take those and you can go and what?
Go ahead.
I don't know. I feel like the album would have been a lot better if it was like 15 tracks, because then you could still keep some of it, and then you could just take 5 out, and then it would just be like, oh shit, and it would be so much more consistent. You wouldn't sit there and kind of like some of these tracks. I just didn't give a shit. Like I just didn't care, and like Usher was like talking, I'm just drawn. Like I'm gone mentally. I'm like I don't care anymore, and I don't know. Like an hour of Usher after a while is just like, all right, man. Like you're really singing in the rain for a little bit, my guy. You're out here tap dancing in the rain for a little bit. But no, so I'm gonna give it a B, man, because like you can throw a whole like I feel like there's no doubt that he really there's when you make an album like this, I don't think you should we should also put into perspective. I think Full is
And
completely accurate.
we might have
He sold it.
like,
What? No,
he
I
got to
just
get it out.
want people to know that like you do need to acknowledge the fact that he put out like some of the greatest singles in that time frame, locking down eras and solidifying his legacy. So at that point, this album is on a classic status. But if you look at it as a whole, it's still like a B for me. But anyways, I'll pass it off.
Oh, wait. I have a question.
Yeah,
Because you're big on lyrics. What was the issue with the lyrics?
it's an hour of it. Here's that. That's the long and short of it. There's not a poor. There's parts where you're like, okay, I wish that he like did. I wish he brought more people on some of these tracks or did something. When he had Alicia Keys up there, he was fantastic, like going and working with her. But when it's just Usher working with Usher, it's like, God damn, dude, I'm tired. That's why Confessions Part 2 was so good, because you looked at Part 1, and he's like, nah, it's not that. We can do better. Did Part 2, and I was like, oh fuck yeah, this is good. But nah, man, God damn. Like when you look at some of the shit that when he was working with people, it was so fucking fun. I would love to see more like I wish he just did more collab albums or something. I don't know. I just maybe he's just not for me. I might
There
be
we
on that. I
go.
might be on that train.
It took a little while. It
I
took
mean,
a
but
little
like,
while.
hey, but like, it doesn't change the rating. I recommend shit that you don't give a fuck about.
No, but
I don't ask
that's
you to
fine.
change
I
your
remember
rating.
Wu said this a long time ago. One time, someone suggested an album, and Wu started off his review of "It just wasn't for me." That's all.
Yeah,
It was. I was trying to pinpoint it. You could just be like, "It's not for me, baby." I mean, it's all right. I can see the talent. It's just not for me.
yeah.
I
I
boom.
think that my main frustration is the fact that he shows how good he can be, and I'm just like, dude, fucking just give me it now. That's what I call Usher Volume 3, and I'll just listen to that. God damn,
Mm.
that's what we call a great. Anyways, pass it off. Cheddar.
Uh, I mean, I know y'all disagreed with what 40 was saying earlier, but like I personally have never really listened to an Usher song that wasn't like a single or like a smash hit outside of maybe a couple songs off of Raymond versus Raymond. Um, but like, so for the most part, if it wasn't like out there in these streets, heavy hardcore, then I probably didn't listen to too much of it. So for the most part, Usher just isn't for me. I guess you could say I don't know, but I like a lot of his smash hits. So I can't really say that either. Deep diving in Usher's pool was not.
What? What? What?
No, but no,
Oh man, this boy Cheddar's mad because he didn't make enough music for the guys. He's like, "Where are the love song for the men out here?"
Hey, this was for the fellas.
My main problem with Confessions is that he wasn't gay on it. He been gayer, man. This is fine.
but
Cheddar thought he's like, I thought yeah, it was about me. It's like, whoa, wait, yo, hold on, yo.
but no, it's like yeah, a lot of Usher's just kind of gone over by it. I guess I just missed a lot. I remember when y'all were bumping papers or like singing papers back
Well,
in
it's
whenever it was that
on
came out.
the
And because I didn't know much about Usher, like I thought it was an old song that I just had never heard before. So it's like, you know what I'm saying? Like Usher doesn't come through my way very often. I think I was in college
thought
when I
it was an
realized
old
paper.
song because I had never heard it before.
I remember way later finding out, oh, this song came out at the time that they were singing it. Huh? Man, good to know. So this is what I'm saying. My experience with Usher, it's like it just goes to show you, like I don't know what I'm trying to say. All I'm trying to say is I give this album a B. At the end of the day, I give it a solid B. Like I said, I hear Usher's vocal talent. I can understand it.
Yeah, say it right.
Um, but I just don't care for a lot of his music for me personally. It's not that I think it's bad. It's just not for me. So I
Wait,
gotta
wait,
give him
hold
a
on, hold
B.
on, hold on. Try to say that last part one more time. It's not for what?
It's just not for me. So I gotta give him a B.
That's all you gotta do, bro. That's all you gotta
And and that's okay. Not every music is for
do.
everybody.
Exactly.
Just
It's
like being
fine.
mid. Mid is okay.
Hey,
But,
It's okay.
well, well,
And that's
hey,
my confession.
that's Confessions by Usher, certified classic, regardless of what these fuck niggas
Hey,
say.
yo,
but you
whoa.
y'all came here and gave it like a D or an F.
it,
We gave it B's.
hey,
Wait,
no,
What is
hold on.
Usher rank in your like top
You
five of like R&B artists? Like where are you
I
like
think I
putting
think some
Usher
of
in
us
your
have a
top five
personal connection with
R&B?
Usher because they were calling
Here's
Usher
the
a lot
problem.
of
Here's the problem.
times.
When 40 asks questions like that, he's expecting for us to not say the person that he doesn't like.
No,
He's
no,
like,
no.
no,
This friend is literally just me. Not
some people are like that. Some people are just, even if you don't like them, some people I'll give you a perfect example. I'm not a big fan of Whitney Houston. If people start talking about top five vocalists of all time, I already know what the fuck's going on. Let me shut the fuck up. Let me shut the fuck up because I already
talking
know
about
she's gonna be
vocalists.
brought
I'm
up.
I'm
Hold
just
on.
saying top
She's gonna
five
be brought
R&B
up.
artists.
No, I'm saying like people start talking about like R&B vocalists or just pop vocalists in general, just people who can really, really sing. Whitney Houston is like world renowned, regardless of the genre that she can sing. Right? I'm not even if I don't like her music, I can't be like, well, I mean, if you were to name top five vocalists, who would you name Whitney Houston? Yes, like that. That's just something that goes together. So you see what I'm
Okay, but
saying?
my question is literally just what are your top five R&B artists currently? That's
Top
just
five
because,
artists.
as you know, I don't listen to R&B, so I'm wondering what you
Oh,
guys
so
consider to be
are you
the
talking
top
about? So
five
you're
for
talking about
you
currently? Will you want to go first? Or you want me to
in
go
general.
first?
Die line, die line, die line. Die line. Top five.
For me, it'd probably be Kali Uchis, Usher still, because the R&B genre is kind of getting like revitalized. I would say Ari Lennox. The women are kind of dominating right now. I like what October London does. However, I also have to admit that kind of like when Bruno Mars was doing his James Brown jiggy shit, October Brown's essentially making the music that Marvin Gaye would make now if he was alive, and that's fine. Like October London's like doing fantastic. And last person, who do I listen when it comes to R&B, but it's not a woman? I'm trying to name a guy.
Texas.
So here's the deal. His last project was ass to me. Bryson Tiller, the first two albums, like solid. Like I think it was Trap Soul and I forget the second name of the second one. I have it in my iTunes. Those are the people I would listen to now when it comes to R&B. But right now, as I said before, women are kind of dominating that genre. Like shout out to Ari Lennox and Summer Walker. They're like crashing out on people right now. Like men are not making really good R&B. Uh, some people would probably name Giveon and stuff like that. I think Giveon's ass. I also think Giveon can't sing, but I'm not gonna start like crashing out on a whole bunch of people. But yeah, that's my top five right now.
Okay.
I ain't about top five, but when it comes to men's R&B, I put Usher probably top three.
Yep. It's not even up for discussion.
All time.
I
Well,
know you want me to say something.
I mean,
no,
I know you want me to say something else.
I'm literally just wondering because
that's just simple put. Because I mean, even if you just Usher has been consistent since he came out.
Yep.
That's like 30 years ago.
Yep.
And every single year, if not every single 2 years, even at this age, he's still dropping classic songs. And
Did he just perform at the Super Bowl? Like it's one of those things where it's just like, look, man, some people are just legends of the genre.
even better. Hey,
Go ahead.
Hey, I got a question for you.
Uh-oh.
So say that Usher tried to feed your girl some cherries. What you gonna do?
No. Hey, yo. Hey, back up, player. He's too smooth. I don't give a fuck how old you are. He's too smooth. I remember all the songs.
Hey.
I remember all the songs. Usher, I can't let you just come up here and be feeding nobody cherries. Why do you like? You have to understand. Like again, I'm not trying to like shun you guys. You guys don't like him. That's fine. You guys don't like fucking him, whatever. But there are certain people who are like legends in their genre, and he's just one of them. That's what I'm trying to get. Like, I'm not trying to get you to understand, but that's like one of those things where it's just like, I get it. You don't like it. It's not for you. You don't like his voice. That's fine. But in R&B, he's him. Like he's the James Brown. He's the fucking fucking Gorillas. He's the top artist, like the legendary artist that's still alive and still making music in that genre. So the same way people look at like Jay-Z and hip hop, the same people look at you can't really get old in pop music. You can't really get old in pop music. But however they view Adele now. Now that she had her baby. But yeah, man. Solid.
She had a baby?
But
Rich Paul?
yeah, you said no. Whoa! I don't see you and get us taken down. I just want to go ahead and apologize on Adele's internet.
I mean,
I didn't.
Is she not married to Rich Paul right now?
No, she had a baby like a couple years ago, but she made an album. She made a song and kind of an album that was dedicated to her son because she was like, "Hey, I'm a mother now. I moved different."
Okay, so it's not Rich Paul's baby.
I mean, I'm assuming he's doing work. I also don't want to disrespect Rick Paul here. You know, it's just like he's trying, bro. You know. But nah, man. All right, Blue. What's on the docket, big dog? What we doing? I got some recommendations from some people that I've been chirping, but what's the movie, big dog?
Shoot, I ain't doing no homework on that. I ain't getting nothing for you. So if one of y'all do, or one of y'all did, give them a shout out and what album we gotta do next week.
I don't know, man. Y'all go first, bro. I got mine, but I'm trying to move the genre a little bit.
Oh, wait, are we talking about like what we want to suggest or just?
Okay, never mind. So one of my boys, shout out to Taylor, he recommended this kind of like I listen to her, but I don't listen to her as much as he does. There's this I don't know if she's a pop artist. I don't know what she exactly is. Her name is Alina Baraz. You said what?
I don't want to say T-Swift.
And she made a mixtape or an album, I'm not really sure, with Gala Matias or whatever. And yeah, man, it's called Urban Flora. It was kind of dope. I ain't gonna lie, bro. It's 8 songs deep. We're going back to a little bit of a short album this week, but it's 8 songs deep, bro. And apparently she's very, very popular with the women, even though she makes some music for the men too. Galamontiez, he's like this. I think he's like a European producer or whatever. And they teamed up a couple years ago, dropped this fire shit, and
You
yeah.
gonna you gonna have to write that shit down, cause I ain't heard none.
All right, man. You know what?
Lena
All right.
Florida, you'll find.
Paris.
He's Danish
we
born in
got
Los Angeles.
Urban, just look up Urban Flora. It'll
Yeah.
come up.
There. Thank you. Jeez. All this racism is going on right now, bro.
hey,
It's time for us to come together.
man.
We got
Hey,
Canadian African / American / Rastafarian. We got a. I don't really know how to describe 40, but it's definitely not mixed. And y'all got to relax, bro. I need y'all to
You
start
got a
coming back
big
to this.
bald-headed
Whoa, whoa,
American.
whoa, whoa,
A big old bald-headed American.
whoa. You're goddamn right. You're goddamn right.
Man.
Wait, but did y'all? However, before I dominate this shit, did y'all get any recommendations? What did y'all think to hear, think to mention, or do y'all have a recommendation for yourselves, bro? Let's go ahead and hear it out.
I'm
We're a little bit we're preparing for the the whole blah blah blah. February's coming up. We got something in store for y'all, but until then, what you know what? I'll put it like this: what have y'all been listening to? Not that y'all gonna recommend it for us. What have y'all been listening to right now? Go ahead, 40.
well. My recommendation was who is Mike Jones, but go ahead for it.
Oh. I have a couple friends that have just been recommending music that they've just been listening to, and this isn't about the album review club. It was just like random stuff that they were just kind of putting in. So I randomly have come across Chappell Roan, which is like the first pop artist or like popular artist that I've like listened to, and her
I
album, like the Rise and Fall of the Midwest Princess. I don't know that's a that's the whole thing. I don't just like randomly. And I
I,
found out a group called Resin, Character By. But I was thinking we should do D'Angelo's Voodoo because I really like D'Angelo.
I also say we should do Illmatic or a T.I. album.
Oh, Illmatic would be fun. Illmatic would be fun.
Yamatic would not be fun.
That's how I feel about Ti album. So what we doing? What we doing, Cheddar? What we doing, Cheddar?
What?
Hey, look, man. Look, we can.
I'm
You know
between
what?
those two.
You know what?
Hey, real quick, everybody that's in here right now in the comments, drop an album that we should do. We'll pick from one of those if we get multiple.
Yeah,
So
if we
everybody
get
that's in here
multiple.
watching right now, drop an album and we'll see.
I don't have to repeat that because my Instagram doesn't show me comments. So.
Look, man, y'all drop an album. We're gonna put it on our stories too. But while y'all do that, the review's over. I'm about to hone in on Cheddar. We got some after business to take care of. Look,
So,
bro,
all right,
if you
so we're not
if
doing.
you really were about that Ti shit, bro, where the album at?
Well, what
We haven't
album?
been doing this shit for like 3, 4,
Let's
5
do
months. We
King
ain't
then.
saying shit about no Ti.
Let's do
What?
King. No, in fact, we should do.
He's
What's the
stumbling.
joint he
Oh,
dropped
he's
last? I can't.
stumbling. Oh no, he's
No, no.
stumbling.
Um, this joint with Castle
Oh
Walls, and I can't even think of
yeah,
the name of
yeah, yeah, yeah. I know that one.
it.
Look, bro, just admit it. He's not as bad as I said he was, but he ain't as good as you say he was. Hey, you just admit it. We good, bro.
Look, which is, when have I ever said how? When have I ever quantified the level of Ti? All I keep saying is repeating the fact you say he was trash. That's all I've ever done is fight back against the label
Wait,
that he
hold
was
on, hold on.
trash.
Do you mean to tell? Are you trying to tell me that I did that thing where I mischaracterized someone else's argument and shit on
You developed your own straw
it?
man.
Yeah.
You came up with your own straw man argument. I was like, I never said that.
Hey, everybody drop an album and we'll choose one.
Real talk, real
No
talk. Here's what
mercy.
I'll say about Ti.
No mercy for me, bro.
Here's the deal. I remember Ti's highlights. I just don't have that the same way you were like, I don't really remember Usher being that good, or I don't really remember him being that big. I actively avoided him. I actively avoided Ti probably after Ti versus Tip. Whenever he dropped that song with Rihanna, it crashed Ti out for me because I
See,
was like, this shit is trash.
Paper Trail was his most commercial project, was probably why. Because that was literally his most commercial to me.
Yeah.
Where he's like, you know what?
But like it changed how I listened to him, and I was like, "Yo, this shit is whack. I thought that song. It's same. You know what's crazy? The same thing happened when Eminem did Relapse, and he had a song with Rihanna. I was like, this shit is ass. And if this is what you're gonna be rapping about for the next couple of years, I'm gonna go ahead and bounce out. Because at the same time, like, and the worst part about T.I. when he started changing how he sounded, Drake and them started blowing up. So it was like, oh, who am I going to listen to? There's plenty of choices. There's plenty of choices. When I stopped listening to T.I., it's like, I think Jeezy was in the middle of the Trap or Die series. What was his name? Drake was blowing up. Young Money was supposed to be something. I don't really know what happened. And then like a year
I mean,
later.
that compilation album was kind of fire.
Okay.
They ran that summer. They ran whatever summer they dropped that. They ran
There
that summer.
was a summer. If you were alive back then, you know, if y'all remember, there was a summer where Young Money had on lock.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, but like when as soon as I stopped listening to Ti, it's like I had plenty to listen to, so I never went back and revisited it. I wasn't just like, man, this is dropping the game. There's a hole in the game ever since I stopped listening. No, it was like, oh, I stopped listening to Ti. Good thing that Drake and Kid Cudi and Kendrick all are dropping back to back to back, just over and over and over again, bro. So look, bro. You're right. Settle it once and for all. He's not as bad as I said he was, but and also the backlash I have gotten. The backlash I have gotten over the past 2 months since I initially said he was trash. I'm talking about people texting me and people
Because you
dropping
said
in
he
my
was
DM
trash.
like,
That's
Hey,
yo, man,
exactly
you
why.
voted on the
hey,
T.I.
let's
shit.
let's just do a Rick Ross album then.
Oh hell no.
Oh, wait, hold on. Hold on.
And
Depending on which
We
album we
gonna
talking
kill.
about, I'm gonna say hell
I'm gonna schedule. No, we can do it. I'll schedule it for the end of eternity.
no. Ricky Rose.
I will never listen to a Rick Ross album
See,
ever again.
there's a
Man,
couple things in hip hop
no,
that I will never understand, like how Rick Ross survived the correctional officers thing coming out, and how he stole his own identity. How he survived that, I never understand.
And no
How
one cared.
how Lil Wayne survived Kissing Baby, how that picture came out at the time it came out, and Lil Wayne's career survived. I don't understand that. I don't understand how Drake survived the whole ghostwriting allegations. I don't understand. There's certain murmurs of hip hop I do not understand. And those top three off the
Wait.
top of my
Yeah,
head.
I'll be real with you. Jenna's kind of cooking right now. He's not wrong.
Those are
He's
top three
not wrong.
moments I will never understand.
And it's not only that he survived the ghostwriting allegations. It's like people were just like,
He came out stronger.
yeah, and I mean, it's rap.
Yeah.
It's like this is supposed to
And
be
the
important. It's
people
like
got mad at me.
it's
You
like
think I'm
it came
rapping.
out.
But he's like, this guy doesn't even rap. He's
No,
so
it's like
watch it out
if
rap.
it came out that Metro Boomin isn't actually a producer. You say, whoa. He doesn't have to produce. It's like, what do you mean?
And just to clarify about my
Hold
Lil
on.
Wayne Birdman kissing thing, listen, I have no problem with people kissing. At the time that picture came out, Lil Wayne's career should not have survived. That's all I'm saying. At the time it came out.
40. Let me ask you a question.
hold on. Can I just say that? Can we do that? Trapped in the Closet, chapters 1 through 12 of R. Kelly.
No. Anyway, so look, 40,
I'm
let me
not
ask
ready
you, 40,
about it.
40,
It's
let me
not
ask you,
even then.
hold on, before we sign off, let me ask you a question for you. How would you feel if your favorite band of all time and it came out and it was like, not that they don't write all their music, it's like, no, he can't really even play the guitar. Like some of the songs he plays the guitar, but there's like a fair amount of songs that he ain't playing that guitar. How would you feel?
Um, I don't know. When you said
It's
it, the
weird,
first thing I
right?
thought of. No. I mean, like, the problem is the first out group I thought of that I actually like is the Animals, which they were completely. No. The Animals knew how to play. It's the Monkees. There was a time where they were trying to go and get the same
Hey, hey,
era like the
hey, hey,
Beatles.
hey, hey!
So
Take the harshness out of your voice when you say monkeys. I don't know why.
sorry, different Harambe. Sorry,
Something
my
about.
fault. I forgot.
I don't
But
know. You got really excited like
no, but
Drake when
like
he says nigga.
no, I mean I wouldn't be surprised nowadays but I mean like most of the guys I listen to, I'd be hella shocked. I would be. That's like finding out Dave Grohl can't play the drums. I'd be like, what?
It comes out of Dave Grohl. It's like you played
You
the
know
drums for like 3 different
what?
bands. What do you
You
mean
know
you
what?
can't play the drums?
To that point, if you did find out that someone of legendary status and everyone else talks about how legendary their status is, and then someone comes in years later and goes, actually, he wasn't doing any of that. And you go, wait, everyone else was signing off on this. Everyone else was talking about how much they wanted him to be writing lyrics and do stuff. So why the fuck was that? Because that's like people bringing Dave Grohl into all these bands and then being like, no, we said that we had him at drums. He doesn't know how to play drums. He's never known. He's never
It's
played
like
drums before.
the best part is if like obviously that's not true, but the best part is if it was true, there's so many videos that they have Dave Grohl playing the drums on. You're just like, all of it's fake.
He's been drum syncing this whole time. Drumception.
But nah, we'll go ahead and bring us home, big dog.
I guess I'm gonna go ahead and kidnap and go with Who Is Mike Jones with Mike Jones, just so we can recalibrate and stay in the same. Since we in 2000s, we might have to go ahead and enjoy it. And I know all three of y'all fellas probably enjoyed that album also. So this is one of the few albums that 40 can actually quote from.
Yep.
I mean, we'll see.
You know,
281.
I mean, this is me prematurely.
My
I feel like the album is probably going to be mid, but there's a lot of songs that popped off of it that were like, for me personally, that I know didn't go too much in the mainstream. That I was like, oh, I listened to a heavy amount of this album, surprisingly, but I feel like it's probably going to be mid.
Yeah,
We'll see.
crazy. That's
Like,
crazy
I
because Mike
remember
Jones stays
listening to Mike
softer than
Jones
that
singing
candy paint.
5 years
Growing
from now, where will I be?
and then
5 years from now, y'all
Well,
remember
back
that shit?
then they didn't want him. Now he's
Yeah.
hot. They're all on him.
The
Nope.
laws patrolling.
I'm out.
so what we're gonna do? We're gonna do a viewer's choice for next week.
I stay flossing on that candy paint.
Yeah, we're gonna do a
Rolling,
viewer's choice.
living dreams on it. I think Nate Dogg was on that.
And then we'll
No.
start. We'll start with our February, and after we do a viewer's choice. So, who?
Mike Jones.